Alright, let's start. What is up, people? It's Danny. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna talk about how Koreans really spend their free time. I do know that it really depends on person to person, but I want to talk about how I usually spend my free time. I'm not sure it's gonna be that different from other countries, but I thought it can be quite interesting to talk about it. Alright, let's keep it going. So the first question, what are some of the most popular weekend activities for Koreans? So in my case, I usually spend my weekend with my girlfriend just visiting cafes. Mostly, yeah, I love visiting cafes. Cafe is like a huge culture in Korea. I think it's because when we were young, there weren't that many places to go because I know like when I was in elementary school, I used to go like playground with my friends and play there. But after I became middle school, everything we could do is like playing sports together. But we realized that other than that, there wasn't a place where we can kind of spend time together while talking. So I know like school was the place, but after school hours, we don't want to stay in the school, right? So we ended up visiting the cafes. Oh yeah, and also we couldn't go to each other's place. It was quite hard for us because I think it's because I'm not sure, but in my case, I thought it is quite awkward to visit my friend's house because we'll end up running into their parents. Yeah, we can just say hi and they will like welcome us for sure, but I felt awkward. I don't know why though. So I went to cafes instead of visiting my friends' houses. Yeah, anyway, so cafes is the something that many of Koreans do when we date and during their free time during weekends. And also nowadays there's thing called running crew, which is basically running together with a bunch of different people. So there are people who like activities, so they do those kind of things. And also there are many shopping places in Korea, so people go shopping too. But I think visiting cafes is something that the Koreans do the most during weekends because when we go meet friends, we go to cafes. If it's nighttime, we were gonna go to a bar instead. But yeah, and when we go on a date, I think we usually go to cafe first. So visiting a cafe is most common thing to do. Yeah, alright, next. Why are cafes such a huge part of Korean culture? Yeah, I think I already covered this. We didn't have much places to go, so we chose cafe instead of visiting our friends or things. Alright, next. How do Koreans typically spend their evenings after work? I think many of Koreans go work out nowadays. Working out has become like really huge culture in Korea. When I see my friends, most of my friends go to work out after working. And there are some of my friends who go to like English meetup thing. I used to do that too, once a week. It is pretty good way to improve myself and study and learn about like how other people are living, and we can get to meet new people who are interested in improving themselves. I think those are things that Koreans do. That's actually what I do. So what are Jjimjilbangs and why are they so popular in Korea? Jjimjilbang is not that popular anymore in Korea. So basically, Jjimjilbang is a place where you go to have a sauna in a hot place or a cold place. But when you go there, you will be able to see a lot of people. You will be able to do a lot of things. Some of Jjimjilbang has like arcade or like PC room or like even karaoke. So you can just spend long hours there. And when I was in college, I used to stay there a lot because we can spend hours there. And after I drink with my buddies, I sometimes went there to spend the night because hotels are pretty expensive. And instead of going that, I just spent the night there. Yeah. Next. How do Koreans view hiking as a leisure activity? Hiking is pretty famous in Korea, and like all old people in Korea love hiking. I think it's because we have a lot of mountains near place where we can go on a hike, and all those mountains have good roads, so it's pretty clean and it's quite well developed. So when we go there, we are able to kind of all we have to do is walking. And it is not that, it is pretty hard for me, but it is not that hard for the Korean old people. The Korean ajumas and ajushis are really good at hiking. I don't know why though. I think, yeah, I think it's pretty different from other countries. Many of Korean ajumas and ajoshis do enjoy going on a hike during weekends with their friends. And I mentioned that there was a running crew thing, but I think the old people has like that hiking crew kind of thing as well. So there are a bunch of people going on a hike together. So it is pretty common culture in Korea. And what role does Noraebang play in Korean social life? So Noraebang is basically karaoke. As a person who grew up in Korea mostly, I had to go Noraebang. There were a lot of friends who wanted to go Noraebang, so I went there too. And I was really awful at singing, which makes me feel embarrassed when I sing in front of those people. Even though they are friends, I felt awkward. As a young child, as a teenager, we had to go karaoke a lot to enjoy the time with our friends. As I mentioned on the first question, there weren't that many places to go. So yeah, karaoke was one of the places we chose as well. But nowadays it's much easier to go because there are coin karaoke which we pay about $1 for like 3 to 4 songs. But back then when I was teenager, all we could do is paying like $20 for 1 hour, which was much more expensive than now. And as an adult, I think there is culture, even like 5 or 10 years ago, Koreans really did enjoy visiting karaoke after the 회식, like a drinking. So Koreans, like a bunch of Korean workers go to karaoke together and they sing and like drink together. Yeah, that was like a culture in Korea. So Noraebang is basically a huge culture in Korea, I guess. It's everywhere in our lives. When we were teenager, we had to go. Even after we graduate, we had to go as a college student. And after graduating colleges, we have to go as a office workers. And I think it's because Koreans do love enjoying like party, and we love to rock and roll, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Next, what kinds of festivals are popular in Korea and how do people participate in them? One thing I can think about is Blossom Festival. So cherry blossoms in Korea are really beautiful. So there are some places like a lake. For example, there is a place called Sokchon-hosu, which is like Sokchon Lake. If you go there during like, I don't know, March, you will see cherry blossom festivals and it's really beautiful. You'll have to go see it. And also other than that, I'm not sure I can call this as a festival, but there is a singer called Psy. He has his own concert, which is called like Kumpok Show, which is really famous in Korea. He really do enjoy like doing the concert, and I heard it's really fun and really energetic. I really hope to enjoy that one day. So yeah. How do Koreans typically spend time with family? In my case, when I hang out with my parents, I usually go for a walk and we eat something really delicious and healthy. I love to talk with my parents. So although we don't like drinking, I mean, my parents and I do like drinking that much, but we don't drink together. I don't know why, but it feels quite awkward. So, but I really do enjoy talking with my parents. But back then, and we have like traditional days, holidays, which are called Chuseok and Seollal, like Thanksgiving Day. During those days, we visit our ancestors' graves as well, and we have to go like bow, and there's thing called 절. I'm not sure how to call this thing, but a way of saying hi to our ancestors. We do that as well, and we made a bunch of different foods like 송편 and those kind of things as well. We don't do that anymore though. Yeah. And next, what are some common indoor activities Koreans enjoy during their downtime? Koreans, nowadays I definitely say Koreans do love working out a lot, but back then, and I really did love enjoy visiting PC rooms. I did a lot. I spent hours there, and also I love visiting coin karaoke, and a lot of Koreans go to coin karaoke. When I go there during like right after dinner time, there are so many people, so I have to wait until there is a room. Yeah, I really love watching Netflix. As you all know, K entertainment is huge nowadays. Yeah, those things. And how do Koreans balance hobbies and free time with work or school commitment? For me, I usually set up a free time where I have to spend the time for my fun or for my hobby. So I can balance the work and free time by doing that. But I don't know how other people do that. How do you guys do that? How do you guys balance the work and free time? Kind of curious. What's next? What kinds of fitness activities are popular among Koreans? Oh, we definitely love going to gym. I mean, not all Koreans, but like most of Koreans nowadays. And as I mentioned, hiking has become a culture as well. And running, yeah. And also, what fitness? Yeah, those kind of things are popular. And next, how do young Koreans spend their free time? Their time differently compared to older generation. I think younger people tend to enjoy the cafes more compared to old people. And I think when I think about old people, how do they spend their time? I'm not sure actually, because when I look back, I haven't spent that much of time with my grandparents. When I think about my grandfather, all he does is managing his shop and watching TV when there is no customer. Yeah, I guess. And all the Koreans love drinking, so it was just kind of same. So I think cafe culture is the only thing that is different by spending times by the age. Alright, next. Are there any popular one day or weekend trip destination near major cities? There are a lot of many places, so it depends. But if you come to Seoul, I think Nami Island is a huge thing for foreigners and for couples in Korea. And I would recommend visiting Incheon area as well. Incheon area is quite interesting, I think. Yeah. Or just in major city. Try visiting Gyeongbokgung, which is definitely like a Korean typical place. Or like Sondong, which has really beautiful cafes. Yeah. Next, how does Korea's cafe culture differ from Western countries? I think Korean cafe culture is more variety. So when you come to Korea, you will see a bunch of different cafes with different like themes. For example, I have seen Hello Kitty cafe where that has a bunch of Hello Kitties in the cafe. And also I've seen cafe which is really greeny. It was with a bunch of like plants and things. But when I think about Western culture, it's more modernized, isn't it? Much more like a franchise. Like Starbucks and things are more like Western cafes. More relaxed, I guess. Yeah, but when I think about Korean cafes, it's more variety and definitely more Instagrammable. Yep. 15. Last question. What advice would you give to foreigners looking to enjoy free time like a local in Korea? There's one thing I do when I visit other country. Make a local friend. That's the best thing, best advice I can give. Just make a local friend. There are a lot of ways that you can make a local friend. I don't know, use an application or ask your friends to introduce you to some other locals, and that will be really helpful. I think that's the best way to enjoy your trip, I think. But if you have to do that by yourself, I will definitely recommend trying Jjimjilbang, which will be really interesting experience. I really hope so. Alright, and try visiting hours in cafe and see how people are living and what they do in a cafe. Alright, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video, guys, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And just let me know if you guys have any question. I will just try my best to help you out with it. And I will see you on next question. Alright, bye bye.